What is good, you guys? I hope you all are doing great. This is Cypher, and you are welcome back to Cypher Spills. Now, before we get into today's topics, if you're new to my channel or if you've been here but you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below, make sure you turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every single time I post. Return a subscriber, shout out to y'all. Just keep growing the channel, keep growing the squad. Link to my social media in the description, follow me on there, and let's get straight into today's tea. So it looks like Nicki has heard the fans pleading for some new music and decided to drop a new verse, okay? Because she was initially supposed to be on Lil Wayne's album, The Carter 6, but wasn't on there. But it looks like she has dropped the remix to Band from New Orleans, okay? And that wasn't the song I was expecting her to be on, if at all she was going to drop a remix. I expected her to be on the song which sounded more like an island song, because that's the vibe Nicki has been going with throughout 2025, okay? But she ate her verse up. She delivered and she sent some shots, and we're gonna be getting into that a little bit later, okay? But I can honestly see why this woman is called the queen of rap. Nobody else is rhyming as much as her. I mean, get into the rhymes on that song. The rhymes, the bars, the double entendres, the punchlines, everything was phenomenal, okay? She ate that verse up, and let's take a listen to what she had to say on her verse. So she starts off by saying, "She don't like me, can you blame her? I am the main her, word to baby in the manger, aka Jesus," okay? And this shot could be towards a lot of the rap girls, okay? A lot of them who don't like Nicki Minaj is a long list. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lil Kim, Remy Ma, and so on, okay? So if the shoe fits, you gotta motherfucking wear the shoe, okay? So she continued to say, "Swerve on these hoes, no indicator. Cake for days, I don't need a baker. One Barbiana, Vogue Italiana, the best dress, just shut down Met Galliana," okay? And that she did. Best dressed female rapper at the Met Gala, number 3 most talked about artist at the Met Gala. She ate her look up, okay? No other rap girl's outfit could compare to Nicki Minaj's outfit. And then she goes on to say, "Don't call me mother, you hoes ain't my daughters. Every season on a winter 10-4 Gag City on the Wind Tour, a double entendre," okay? Now, as for the line where she says, "Don't call me mother, you hoes ain't my daughters," that is a general line to all the rap girls who Nicki Minaj has called her sons in the past, okay? But fans feel like this time it could be directed towards Ice Spice. And why is that the case? Because of the leaked messages which Ice Spice's best friend, Baby Stormy, leaked, where Ice Spice was calling Nicki Minaj old and ungrateful, just like her mother, okay? So the keywords in the whole DMs is what make me feel like these are shots directed towards Ice Spice, okay? The keyword mother and daughter, okay? And Nicki Minaj did crown Ice Spice the princess of rap while calling herself the queen, which she is, and Ice Spice took advantage of that, got a Nicki feature twice, and she had a chart-topping record with Barbie Ward and Princess Diana, and then she went behind Nicki's back to talk about her trashy in the DMs, okay? And I'm so glad Baby Stormy exposed her, and then Nicki Minaj unfollowed Ice Spice, okay? And that followed a couple weeks or a couple months after the DMs were leaked, okay? And Ice Spice tried to act like everything was cool and saying that she and Nicki Minaj were still cool behind the scenes, okay? And she still ended up commenting on the Nicki Minaj's pictures, calling her mother. So if you put all that together, it kind of seems like the shoe is fitting for Ice Spice, okay? But let me know how you guys feel about that. Now, she also went on to say, "You reap what you sow, you better get a seamstress," okay? And I feel like that is aligned towards every single rap girl who got an unfollow from Nicki Minaj, okay? Who Nicki Minaj was cool with, but then started talking bad behind the scenes about Nicki, which is Ice Spice and JT. I don't really know the reason why Nicki Minaj unfollowed JT, but you know, if the shoe fits, wear it. And then she went on to say, "If I sent a pic of Shannon, you ain't that sharp," okay? And you probably wondering why Nicki Minaj be dissing Shannon Sharp, okay? Because that is clearly a shot at Shannon Sharp. And we're gonna get into that right now before we continue to dissect all of the rest of the bars. So Nicki Minaj and Shannon Sharp haven't been on the best of terms ever since, I believe it was last year, when a fan asked Shannon Sharp on Twitter that Nicki Minaj wanted to be on his podcast, and he pretended to like not know Nicki Minaj, okay? He replied with "Nicki who?" So this was the tweet from last year, 2024. A fan said, "Shannon Sharp, Nicki said a few days ago on Station Head she wanted to be on your podcast. I really want to hear you talk to her about everything going on in the media, and especially after her snub tonight." And then he quoted the fan and said, "Nicki who?" trying to act like he didn't know it was Nicki Minaj the fan was talking about. And that is why Nicki Minaj has taken her time, but she has responded to Shannon Sharp, okay? So let me know how you guys feel about it. So that was clearly personal to Nicki Minaj, and look how she decided to take it to the booth as a rapper, okay? Someone messes with you as a rapper, you take it to the booth and and diss him. Okay, so let me know how you guys feel about that. But I definitely don't think Shannon Sharp gonna really think much about this because he definitely got a lot on his plate. Okay, I believe he's facing a lawsuit for allegedly iron somebody. So I think he's definitely seen this, but is he gonna respond or talk about it? I don't think so because he got his hands in some real messy tea, and I try to stay away from that. Okay, but moving on from that though, Nicki Minaj continued to say, cause you still can't spell Prague, and that's horrible. Wheezy F baby, and the F is for phenomenal. And I saw some delusional hoes saying that Nicki Minaj don't know how to spell because of this line that she used on there. But that's the thing, you hoes is slow, and you guys stand some people who don't even know how to make a clever rap verse, okay? Because Lil Wayne is known as Wheezy F baby and has stated that the F in his nickname is for phenomenal, okay? So if you knew this, you would know that that was a shout out she did to him on the verse, okay? But you know, some slow hoes love to show themselves and reveal the fact that they stand mediocrity, and the people who they stand don't even have no substance in their music, okay? So y'all should sit the F down with that one. Y'all thought your A with that one, but you didn't. Nicki Minaj is still the queen, and she is the most talented female rapper. Now, she continued to say, my bitch is already fading like a barber. They know it don't decline, so they never face card her. NFL fire some N-words and then call us yikes, okay? That feels like some Jay-Z shade, okay? Because, you know, Jay-Z, bruh, is the person in charge who picks the artists to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. And this year's Super Bowl halftime show was at New Orleans, which is Weezy's hometown. And that's what made the whole of Young Money feel like he was robbed from performing on there, okay? Because Kendrick Lamar was the person who took the spot for the performer at the NFL Super Bowl halftime show this year. So let me know how you guys feel about that, if you feel like that's shade towards Jay-Z, which I feel like, okay? Because Nicki has been pretty open with how she felt about Lil Wayne not being the artist picked to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, okay? And people feel like that might be because Jay-Z has some animosity towards Nicki Minaj and Drake, okay? And he knows that if he picks Lil Wayne to perform at the New Orleans Super Bowl, he gonna bring out the rest of Young Money crew. That includes Drake and Nicki Minaj, okay? So he tried to stop the bag, and that's why he gave it over to Kendrick Lamar, okay? But let me know how you guys feel about that, and if you feel like Jay-Z should really get fired and, you know, they should call up Young Money to perform. But the Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj's band from No Remix has reached #1 on the US iTunes. Congratulations to Nicki Minaj. Are we shocked? No, because she ate her verse up, and the Barbs actually buy and stream Nicki Minaj's music. And then Nicki Minaj extends her record as a rapper with the most #1 songs in the US iTunes history with 47. Congratulations to the queen. She gonna get more coming when she drops her new album and that summer anthem, okay? But for the meantime, Barbs, stream the band from the New Orleans remix and buy the song so we can get it to the charts. Now, moving on from that though, Cardi B revealed some tea on Spaces yet again. She has revealed that she is finally done with her album and she has submitted it to her record label Atlantic Records, okay? But it's not the first time we've heard something like that, but it looks like this time Cardi B might not have any choice and her album is going to be put out anytime soon. Some people feel like it'll be put out in the next 2 weeks, okay? But y'all should take a listen to what she had to say on her Twitter Spaces.
Everything right now is just going so good, and I'm so motivated, and I'm so happy, and I'm nervous because my life is about to rechange again, because I'm going to have the same type of schedule that I had in 2019. And when I talk about like my schedule in 2019, like I was so busy and I was so much on the road and I didn't have time for anything. But it's like that's what artists do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and now things are beyond my hands. Now everything is in Atlantic hands. So don't harass me for nothing. Harass Atlantic. Don't tell them that I told ya that though. Don't tell ya. Don't say that I told ya that. Now it's beyond my.
Okay, so y'all heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Cardi B reveals that the delay of her album is no longer in her hands, seeing as she has turned the album into her record label, Atlantic Records. Okay, so I feel like that album is definitely gonna come out this year because she can afford to stall it anymore. If Cardi B doesn't release her album in this 2025, people not gonna care anymore, and Atlantic knows that, and that's why they pressured her. But people feel like she might get shelved after this, okay? But let me know how you feel about that. But it looks like Ice Spice got a new bag coming on the way because Ice Spice has been cast in the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, and the rapper will also release an original song for the film. Okay, so congratulations to Ice Spice. This was much expected, especially after she made that song about Bikini Bottom, which is SpongeBob's whole thing. Okay, so Ice Spice is working and she is still putting herself out there despite her fall from grace after beefing with Nicki. Okay, but that is gonna be all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you guys there.